It is 6 a.m. Sunday morning, and I've got me a couple boxes of flooring up here, and we are getting ready to start putting a nice floor down here. Now I'm going to start in this corner. I'm going to work my way this way. I think that's the best way to do it. And once I get about here halfway, I'll shuttle this stuff over to this side because I don't want to have to carry that big desk down. I don't know what to do with this rug or where to put it. I just don't have room. I probably have to make it out to one of the sheds. I really don't, want to put a floor down and then cover it up with a rug. That kind of defeats the purpose. So yesterday, if you watched the video, we got all of the electrical outlets installed. They are powered on, they work. Got one there, one there, one there, and one over there. As you can see, they're working. So now we're going to get the floor done. I imagine that's going to be this entire video. And then after the floor is in place, then I can get this covered up and get the outlet covers on and get it painted. Yes, I know I should probably paint it, do this before I put the floor in, but I'll cover the floor. I'm not worried about that. Doing it this way, I can get all the way up against there, and then when I put the face on there, that flooring's covered, has a nice seam. It's just what I'm going to do today. The weather played a role in that. If it hadn't been raining all day yesterday, I would have had this covered up. But let's move on to the flooring and let it dry out outside, and then it'll get done. It's going to get done. So let's go. I got to do some stretching. I've got me some loose sweatpants and one of my old fat shirts on. Well, when I was quite a bit bigger, I got quite a few of those shirts. I just don't want to throw them out, They work good for stuff like this. So let's get this floor laid. The first one is the most important, and then it gets fun. Hopefully this stuff isn't too thick. I can't cut it with a utility knife like most of it. And with vinyl plank flooring, no underlayment is necessary, no padding, nothing. You just lay it down. It's all built into one thing. It's 100% waterproof. It's good stuff. All right, let's go. Let's open some of these up. I got my tools there. These things are like $10 a piece. Woo, I can already tell you they are much thicker than the ones I laid before. If I can just get them out of the box, Well, let's just rip the box. We can get a hold of a piece. All right, oh yeah, let's lay a few of them out. These are nice. Wow. See, that's what the back, really soft. This is going to be a comfortable floor. We'll change the look. One more. And then obviously the last one will be cut, and then this one will be cut, and it'll stagger. All right. Get you guys up here. Let's move you down. Well, I don't have a good tripod up here, just a short one. We'll just record a few minutes of this up here in the corner. I can't tell. Okay. So I have to determine which side goes where. All right, so this needs to be turned around because, and I have to get a square, make sure I'm starting off square. It should be pretty close. And then this piece will go into here. Yes, oh, this stuff's gonna go together. Nice, yes it is. Okay. That's it. Let me get my square and let's check square. As long as it's pretty close. Now see, I didn't I didn't build this place, so I don't know how square anything is. I did put this up. I'm pretty sure if I built it, I made sure it was square. That's pretty darn square. We're going to pull it out a hair. The first one is important. Okay. Once I get the first rows in, you can move it. All right, I got the first row in. It doesn't match, you know, those studs all the way. That's fine. It's going to have trim anyway. But the last piece gets cut. Now it's only like a couple inches to get cut off, so the overlap line isn't going to be crazy, but it'll be enough. You can't even see the seams anyway in this stuff hardly. Now I can go off of this, and it should go quicker. It takes a few minutes, a few times to get the feel of the product you're using, the way that the ends and the things lock together, and I think I got that. So, man, I'm hoping I at least I should be getting 2 rows per box because I got 10 boxes, and this is 12 foot wide. I'm going to end up with an extra box, maybe a little bit of the next one, I hope. If I did my math right. So this is 12 by 16. And then I didn't take away, when I figured it, I didn't take away for this because I wanted extra. In case you have to replace a piece down the road. So let me put this on time-lapse again. I tried and I'm like, I soon realized, yeah, this time-lapse is going to be forever. You need to learn this product before you start a time-lapse. Here we go, man. Let's go. Okay, this can be extremely frustrating because these ends are very fragile and you have to get them just right and slide them in each groove. And man, it's dark in here, I know. So these ain't wasted pieces. I can use these as my cut pieces as long as the other end is good. Just got to take your time, and you do get into the groove of it and get better at it as it goes, but it's frustrating. I hate it. Not to mention getting up and down every second. But hey, we're on three row or third row, whatever. I'm so frustrated I can't talk. Let's get going. I think it's going to go smoother. All right, I had 4 full rows done, and that piece there was sticking up. These things are so fragile. I bet they're made in China. Even though I paid good money for this stuff. Where the hell is it being made, man? I tell you what. So aggravating. I don't know why they can't make it stronger. Of course, it's a learning curve as well, but how frustrating to get 4 full rows and then look up and see one pop loose. Now I got to the 4th row, I got the hang of it. You pretty much got to leave them flat and slide. There's 2 grooves. Got to slide them in on the ends and then kind of lift up and then they go right in. And it was going quick until I seen that. So in order to get that out and replace it, you got to pull all these out. I hate this stuff. I hate it. I hate it. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get done today or not. I don't know. Probably waste a whole box of this stuff. Glad I got extra. Okay, you know, there's not a lot of filming you can do other than a time lapse with something like this, but I ended up ripping out the first 3 rows 3 times. And I got the groove of it, got it down. The problem was the whole thing was so light it would move and shift, but I'm in a good rhythm now, so we should be able to knock this out. And it's looking like it's pretty even all the way across from here. So we're nice and even. We're not going to end up with weird cuts. And most of the pieces that I wasted, I've already used most of them. Just depends where you need it. Okay. A lot of them you don't even have. You can just wiggle them in and they're good. Like that one. All right, now we're going to finish this row and then I'm going to move all this crap over to this side so I can get the other side. Let's see, is this a good piece? It is. Did I just set that there? I don't know, but we can use it. Yeah, you got to be real careful with these grooves that are in this thing. All right. There's one spot over at the end there I don't like, but it's not bad enough that I'm going to have to rip everything up again. I'll deal with it. I'll just put a piece of furniture over it. It ain't bad. I'll show it to you here in a little bit. But trying to get these in this groove sometimes. See? It has to lock into place. Until he doesn't understand out there that I'm busy. She thinks I need to drop everything. See how nice that's sliding? All right. She thinks I need to drop everything and come play with her. And it ain't happening. All right, this one. And then you just kind of jiggle and wiggle and rock. There we go. Once you get it down, it ain't so bad. Then you got to look at the one you just put in and make sure you didn't knock it loose, and I didn't. So it seems to be going well now. So that's how, and my knees are holding out. Woo! I know it's dark. Now let me put the light. So it's going to look good, I think. Hard to tell right now, but it's going to look good. There's just a spot right there where that stuff broke, and I didn't want to replace the piece. When that cover's on here, that's going to be down. Other than that, it's in there. They're all locked in real nice. I'm really taking my time. I don't want to have to come back and tear anything apart. So, all right, well, let me get these last couple pieces down. What I'm doing is every end piece, like every other end piece here, I cut off 2.5 inches. Same thing down there. Every other piece, you cut off 2.5 inches, and then you get this seam here. And comes out real nice. Looks real nice, actually. I like how this looks. This wants to set up a little bit too. Oh well. All right, I'm starting to get all this stuff out of the way. That's what's left. That is exactly 7 inches, and that's how wide these are. It's a little bit more, so that's perfect, man. That don't never happen. Where it's nice and level. That's why when you get started, it's important to make sure you're square. Even though it doesn't look square along that wall, it's pretty close anyway. That's only the back one there that really doesn't look like it. But man, it's going to be hard to tell what this is going to look like until it's all in. And then that that piece of board that goes across there is a 1/4 inch thinner than this stuff. So I take those little pieces of 1/4 inch wood that I got a bunch of those out in the shed. I'm gonna tack them down to there and shim that up, and then it'll be even. But it ought to go pretty quick from here on out. But I am getting worn out. I'm going to tell you. I am hurting like you would not believe. My back hurts. My knees hurt. All of them are bad. You know, ain't no guy 60 years old got good knees or good back if he's worked all his life. But I'm going to push through. And wherever I get, I'll put the video up today. That's, you know, I'm documenting the whole process. But this is really looking nice. Got the squeak, you know, because it's a loft. And then it's a 40-something-year-old house. 45-year-old house. You got the creaks and the squeaks. I like it. That you know, it just gives it that ambiance. Been throwing the boxes out there. We are on the sixth box. So I got 4 boxes left after this. We're gonna make it, no problem. You know, worst case scenario, I go pick up another box. But am I gonna do the bottom with this stuff? I don't know, man. I don't know. This stuff's not fun. Once you get the first few rows, it's pretty easy, but I gotta think about that. I think I may just hire somebody and I put 12 by 12 nice looking tiles down there. I've never hired anybody other than the one guy that worked for 2 days on the roof, and then that's the only time I've ever hired anybody to do anything here. But a floor, after doing this little bit, if I can afford it, I'm gonna do it, because it's too hard on me, man. And I can do about just anything. I mean, I imagine I can do it if I take my time and take 3 or 4 days to do it, but I could probably hire somebody. I'll get a price and see, you know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, let's get this finished. And they said it was gonna be 70 and sunny today. Yeah, I ain't seeing that. It's windy as hell. And it might make it to 70. I don't know. We need the clouds to get on out of here. We had a lot of rain last night. A bunch. No problems though. I'll show you what I did. Where that, I don't know if you can see, I took a 50-pound sandbag, waterproof sandbag, and threw it over that hole where the snow knocked all that vent off. It got a little bit of water in there, but for the most part, it kept it off. And that sandbag ain't going nowhere. And the nice thing is it molds to, you know, all around there. So, and them sandbags are waterproof. Water won't go through them. It did seep in a little bit, but that's cedar under there. It doesn't hurt nothing. All right, let's get back to work. Okay, I am going to push through. I got to stop and feed the dogs. They're out there letting me know, but just that little bit left. You can see I took those scrap pieces that I did for my laser engravers. They're the exact height, and I wood glued them down. And I've got this one piece cut, and it's going to go easy from here. I'm not going to do that up in there, but we'll go all the way up to here. And then I've got a metal strips that'll go over. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this on there or not. I got to see how much I got left. It's going to be tight, but we should have enough. I've got 3 boxes left. That's all out of it. Let me get a broom and get all this swept. Now these wires are going to be going away. I have a new wireless camera system coming tomorrow. So all these wired cameras I'm getting rid of. Everybody's like, well, hang on to them for a backup. A backup for what? When the power goes out, they're no good. When the wireless one goes out, they're no good. Wireless ones are as good as the wired ones. And trying to hide all these wires, it makes the house look like crap. You can see I got this run all the way up through there. All those are going away. We're going to streamline the camera system, and I ain't losing any cameras. All right, I got to go feed the dog, sit down for a few minutes, and we got probably 5 rows. 4 or 5 rows. It's looking good, though. I like it. Yeah. All right, man. I think about 2 more rows after this piece here. and we're done. This has been horrible. Oh, men my age shouldn't be doing this, but I'm pushing through. We're gonna get it done. This is the worst part, trying to get the ends in. Once you get that in, it isn't bad. But sometimes they slide right in, other times you gotta fight them. This one, then they catch, and then you just gotta jiggle them a little. And they can be difficult. I spoke too soon. Well, what I've been doing is just taking my fingernail and running it along that. There's a little ridge on both sides and they have to interlock. And they ain't fun. If I wasn't in such a hurry, I would set up a camera and show you more in detail, but a lot of you guys know this. I'll tell you this, I am hiring somebody to do the bottom floor. I am not doing that. What am I catching on? Okay. I had to pull that carpet tack up over on the end, and there's some nails sticking up. I had to get them out. But you just got to take your time, and, you know, it isn't hard. Then you got to interlock this part. And then once you get that end in, you got to fight it a little bit. Not all the time. There. Okay. Got to make sure that you can run your hand across that and this without catching. And I will tell you, ain't all of them like that. Most of them, though. The one on that end, I've got some that ain't that pretty. But, yeah, you want it nice and smooth, and that row is done. Oh, and getting up and getting down is the hardest part right now. Oh. All right, I'll show you where I'm at. All right. My dogs will forever be in the floor. Those are just test ones or ones I wasn't happy with. But, man, we got 2 rows left. Yeah, that part there. It's looking good. Let's get this thing done. There's no point in stopping now, man. Drive on, you know what I mean? Yeah. I am probably the biggest trash generator in this whole 13.5-mile highway. I do, man. I always got cardboard. Today we got more trash because of Amazon. Ain't no recycling going on around here. So, all right, 2 more rows, I think. Maybe 2 in a small strip. Man, I hope I don't have to. The hardest part was this right here, coming around here, and what it did is it changed my pattern. And which don't matter, it's still interlocked, and then it has a different pattern up here now, so it's still good. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. All right, I don't think I filmed a whole lot of this, but it's what we got. All there is to that, just a circular saw. All right, folks. I honestly didn't think I had it in me. I really didn't. When I did the downstairs, it took me like 3 days. It wasn't a whole lot more than this, but you know, losing the weight, that has made a big difference. A lot of times we say we can't do something because we're getting older, but maybe we're a little overweight. That goes a long way. So let's take a look. Look at that. We got a nice new floor, and it did come out pretty good. The only one I had trouble with was the last one because I couldn't slide. I don't know how you're supposed to slide those in. I just kind of tapped it and it went in, but you know, I think I need to squeeze that in a little more. And there's a little more gap on that side. That's fine. I'll build that out with a piece of trim or something. Well, I am not cutting strips that skinny. We'll figure that out. If I have to, I can move the outlets. I can bring this out more. I'll just put something, big old fat piece of, maybe we'll use 2x4s for baseboards. I don't know. Then I got to repair this door and get the molding around the door. I'm going to paint this door, take this piece off and paint it, and man, I am happy with this. Now I got to get something for if I'm going to have an office chair up here, because that will destroy this floor. I learned my lesson downstairs, but pretty good fit. And everything was pretty square. I couldn't believe how square things were. It all ended up good. Not downstairs. Nah, downstairs is another problem. I'm going to hire somebody to do that. This has taught me there's no way I'm doing it. I mean, I could do it. But you know, I want tile, I think, downstairs. This is something I have to look into. I don't know if tile's going to be great to have when I'm older. I don't know. Maybe it's slippery. I don't know. When I lived in Florida, everybody has tile. Everybody had tile because of the sand and everything else, and I like it. But anyway, here we go, guys. And I'm going to have to do some tweaking and putting some boards on here. There's a lot more to do. There's a lot more to do, but I don't see too many more videos on this. But I like it. Thanks for watching. Happy trails.